Hi there, thanks for joining us for Together. I'm Karen Leigh. Together with Karen Leigh is about you, your neighbors, your kids, your communities. It's about working together to find solutions to some issues that, if we're honest at times, might make us a bit uncomfortable to talk about. But as I've gotten older, one thing I've learned is that if we work together, we can truly do anything. Lives can change for the better, and sometimes it's as simple as just getting involved. We hope this show will show you the beauty of the people that live around you. Well, regardless of their politics, lawmakers come together all the time. They work to pass laws that hopefully improve lives. Well, recently, the legislature passed a bill that will no doubt help desperate moms. As Karen Morfitt shares with us, they did it after listening to a young woman whose life experience proves that point.
In 2004, a mother dropped her 2-day-old baby off at a Westminster fire station.
My name is Hallie Burke, and I am one of Colorado's first safe haven babies.
Hallie is now 15, and she wants others to know about the safe haven law.
This law is important to me because without it, I'm not even sure where I would be now.
How Hallie helped convince the legislature to make the safe haven law part of a school's curriculum. That's next on Together.
When an accident paralyzed an avid snowboarder, Trevor Dennison had to ask himself a pretty tough question. Would he let his diagnosis keep him from being true to himself? He loved adventure, but would he give it up? His answer was clear, as Jeff Todd found out.
It's hard not to feel inspired by Trevor Dennison. The paraplegic is an expert on the slopes.
It's fun. That's what I love about it.
Now his skill is getting noticed around the world.
I love pushing it and learning and learning and learning.
He makes it look easy, but it wasn't always this way.
I wasn't good at all.
What convinced him to get back on the mountain after his accident? That's coming up on Together.
Wow. Well, Jefferson County is a popular place for people to hike, climb, and mountain bike, and it takes a group of hardworking people to keep those trails in shape for all of us to enjoy. So who makes that happen? Dominic Garcia introduces us.
I really love being outside and getting the chance to work on the trails that I ride all the time.
Kalina Davis is one of Jeffco Open Space's stewards. They're a group of teens who maintain the trails.
It's a lot of hard work, but it's a lot of fun work too.
The program is providing more than just fun for these students. It's also helping them launch careers. That's later on Together.
Well, more on those stories coming up in a moment. But first, I want to tell you about an important change to school curriculums. Last month, Governor Polis signed a bill that requires teachers to include information on the safe haven law in sex ed classes. That law allows moms to leave newborns at fire stations or hospitals, no questions asked, in the first 72 hours. Now, it gives those babies a real chance at a loving family life. Karen Morfitt and photojournalist Eric Bloomer introduce us to one young lady that knows that story to be true and is sharing it.
Hallie Burke is your typical 16-year-old. She's okay with missing a track practice here and there.
And shout out to my Prospect Ridge track team.
Or even a test once in a while.
I'm okay with that.
As long as it's for the right cause. And for Burke, talking about Colorado's safe haven law is.
When I was 2 days old, I was abandoned at a fire station by my tummy mummy. I like to call her that.
For months, Burke and her family have been in and out of the state capitol sharing their story, testifying in support of a bill that requires schools to include information about the safe haven law as part of sex education.
A lot of my friends and students at my school don't even know what the law is.
Today, she stood beside Governor Jared Polis as that bill was signed into law.
This is really important to allow for the great choice of adoption and to make it easier to really help save children's lives and provide a safe way where kids can find a good home.
For Burke, the bill helps ensure everyone knows about the law and the second chance that Safe Haven can provide.
I don't even know her name, but I thank her every day for giving me life.
And we thank Hallie for sharing her story with us. Karen Morfitt joins us now, and such an impressive young lady, and you can just see the strength and the joy in her. She just radiates life, doesn't she?
She was really great to meet and really fun to just sit down and talk with, too, because you see she's got a lot of personality as well.
Yeah, she sure does. Why was it so important for her to take part in this and to get up there and speak in front of everyone?
Well, I think for her, obviously, she has this really emotional story, but she also wants to help other children. She wants to help other babies, and she knows that there are probably mothers out there who don't know anything about the safe haven law, and she really wants to do something to get that information to them before, it's too late, before one of these babies doesn't have the chance that she had. So it's all about second chances for her.
Yeah. So what does she? Now that she shared her story and all of her classmates and everyone knows about this, I know it's so important for her to talk about this. When are the schools going to pick this up and add this to their curriculum? Do you know?
So it will be part of 2020, so next year, but it will be part of a sex ed curriculum. And so if a school is teaching the sex education classes, this will now have to be a part of that. So that way, if they, if this is something that turns out to be an option that they need, they have the information and they know that it is something that they can do up into the first 72 hours after a newborn is born.
I know you've had a chance to talk with her. What are her goals for the future, real quick, before we wrap up? Do you know? What are her plans?
So, she's obviously in the track team.
Right.
You saw her there. Make a little shout out to her team. I know that, that's big for her. I did ask her if she's already looking at colleges, and she is. And if I remember correctly, she was looking in Colorado, so which is great. We love that, her story started here, and
love to keep her here,
yeah,
right?
It would be wonderful to see kind of her grow and hopefully maybe get involved a little bit more in politics too. I think this was a really great experience for her, just in that realm too. It really opened the door for her to kind of see how the state legislature works. I mean, anytime you go sit in one of these hearings, you learn a lot. Right. And she's testifying, and she really made this happen.
Yeah, it takes courage to stand up there and share your personal story, doesn't it?
Especially a story like this.
Yeah,
that
sure does.
I think for maybe some years she may have been it was tough for her to share, but now she's very open about it, and she knows that it can help other people.
Yeah, understandably. All right, Karen, thank you for introducing us. We appreciate it. Well, as more people move to Denver and traffic gets worse, some of you are looking for ways to get rid of those cars. You might have taken to cycling, but if you're new to it, you know it's tough trying to safely navigate the streets. Well, a group of cyclists is now coming together to create a more bike-friendly city. They've designed a new map to help you get around some of the side streets. Our Kelly Worthman goes for a ride.
Avoiding traffic in Denver is next to impossible, and it's not much easier for those on two wheels.
If you look on Google Maps, they would recommend that you get to Uptown from here by going over to Logan and then biking up Logan, which is guaranteed suicide.
Riding with a lot of cars overtaking you at high speeds can be terrifying.
It's a big reason why Avi Stopper came up with Denver Bike Streets, a community program that maps out low-stress routes on side streets so riders of all ages and abilities can safely get around.
A lot of the bike lanes that exist are quite intimidating for the vast majority of would-be riders, and there's a huge population of folks who would love to get out on bikes.
Helping design and test the map is a team of more than 80 volunteers, neighborhood captains who scour streets where they live to identify comfortable routes.
I'm looking for a nice, kind of calm, quiet street, not lots of potholes or...
Isn't that hard to find in Denver, though?
Sometimes, yeah.
Volunteers like Nicole McSpirit also try to encourage people to get on two wheels instead of behind one.
To let people know that it's not this intimidating thing. Just you don't have to dress in spandex, obviously.
And the hope is this community-designed map will help pedal away the fear of riding a bike in Denver.
I want to see tens of thousands of people out riding on these routes.
Looks like fun. Well, if you're interested, the Denver Bike Streets map is available online right now. The group plans to print some to put in schools, coffee shops, and more. They're all for free. They're also working on an app. Well, there's a video that is taking the ski world by storm. It shows a sit skier launching off the top of the mountain in Jackson Hole, Wyoming. That is Trevor Dennison. Trevor was once an avid snowboarder, but 4 years ago, he broke his back in an accident, ended up paralyzed from the waist down. You can see, though, he didn't let it keep him down. As Jeff Todd and photojournalist Robert Gadecki found out, he's true to who he is, someone always seeking the next adventure.
Trying to keep up with Trevor Dennison is not easy. He's not afraid of moguls, rails, or jumps. His sister and brother-in-law encouraged him to get back into skiing in 2015.
It saved my life, just getting on the snow. I wasn't good at all, but just having that fun, you get the adrenaline, you're sliding, it's fun. That's what I love about it.
Trevor started going bigger and bigger.
I love learning. I love pushing it and learning and learning and learning, and then excelling to the bigger jumps.
Last week, he got an invite to a prestigious competition.
I'm sure some people are like, I don't know what he's doing up here, and some people are like, no, I think he's good.
It was a crowd favorite and has now gone viral online.
All I could hear from the top of the cooler to the bottom was just roars. You know, it was just echoing all through there.
A 70-foot drop that has propelled Trevor into the spotlight.
By far one of the biggest drops I've ever done, and this is just the beginning of what I'm really trying to do.
He's using his daredevil persona to inspire others, able-bodied or not.
Moving forward, giving back to kids, adults, anyone that could use just a little spark of inspiration. I want to give back as much as I possibly can.
Well, he's given back a lot. Trevor credits the High Five Foundation and the National Sports Center for the Disabled with helping him get to this point. He is setting his sights even higher, planning even bigger jumps. Trevor's energy is contagious, and we wish him the best of luck. Coming together for a young boy who just wants a place to play. How this 8-year-old inspired the city of Aurora to build a special playground.
Together with Karen Leigh, sponsored by Canvas Credit Union. We're Canvas, and we've got you covered, Colorado. Go live.
Well, playgrounds are typically made with able-bodied kids in mind, but an 8-year-old boy wanted to change that. He got to work and inspire those around him to build a new playground where everyone can have some fun. As Sean Jenkins has special needs, and so do his siblings, he wanted a place to play where everyone could get involved. His family has been raising money and awareness for this project since last year. Then last month, crews broke ground on the all-inclusive playground. The park is set to open up this summer. Well, there's a group of passionate and inspired young people who are keeping Jefferson County parks beautiful. Not only are they coming together for you, they also get paid. The teens say the best part is getting to work in the places that they love. Dominic Garcia and photojournalist Rob McClure introduces to a handful of these hard-working kids.
Stick with it, Kalina. Good job.
When Kalina Davis isn't dialed in on the double track,
I love this program so much.
she's helping keep them beautiful.
It's kind of cool.
Kalina has been on the Jeffco Open Space Trail Stewardship team for several years, and as you can imagine, they're tasked with trail maintenance and the natural resource restoration of parks. Bottom line, she gets paid to be outside.
You're so sweaty and dirty at the end of the day, and you just look like you've had a lot of fun and worked really hard, and it just feels really good.
With the huge influx of people coming to Colorado in general, especially the Jeffco area, these trails are seeing more traffic than they ever have.
Team member Mason Parks not only found a job, but a career. This freshman at Metro State University now wants to get a job in the recreation field.
It gave me an idea that that's something that I truly enjoy doing and I could see myself doing for a long time.
I go back and ride the trails on my mountain bike so often, and I always look down and I see that spot of dirt that I just worked on a few weeks ago, and it makes me so proud.
It's a sense of pride they want to share with other teens. The message, ditch the TV for the trails.
The hard work you put in, you can see pay off later on, and it's really beautiful.
And we so appreciate you. Well, Colorado teens are busy getting ready for the prom, but as many of you know, it is not cheap. That's where Say Yes to the Prom comes in. Our national TV network is making the event more affordable for some students right here in Denver. Was that time to start thinking about the prom? That's why the folks with the TV network TLC teamed up with Denver Public Schools to get students ready for it. A total of 250 kids were invited to pick designer dresses, tuxedos, shoes. They even got one-on-one style consultations. Say Yes to the Prom is all about helping students who may not be able to afford the big prom night.
It's very caring of them because not a lot of people are able to get a dress and pay for it, and TLC is helping us out with a lot.
We see these deserving students grow right before our eyes in confidence, and that's what this is about as well.
Denver was one of 5 cities that was selected by TLC for the show. Breast cancer survivors coming together for patients in Colorado. She has donated more than 1,200 special pillows to help ease the pain after breast cancer surgery. Every single one is stuffed with love by volunteers. We first introduced you to the woman behind the nonprofit back in December. Kathy Walsh and photojournalist Bob Burke felt the impact she's having all around us.
In a festive home in Superior, up the hill from Heartstrong Street, there's a happy sewing circle, making hearts to give away.
We have a lot of stuff today.
Cutting, sewing, stuffing, and stitching. These pillows are Jen Willard's passion.
It will be 3 years ago this Christmas Eve that I got the call that I had breast cancer.
Jen was a healthy 41, a mother, and a new bride.
It was heartbreaking.
After a double mastectomy, Jen was given a heart pillow to cushion her in the car.
This small act of kindness was really so much more than a pillow.
It was support from strangers, and Jen wanted to pay it forward. So she asked for help making 75 pillows. A year later,
we've gifted over 1,200 pillows, all made by volunteers.
Jen's mom drives 3 hours from Holyoke to help sew. Jen's friends hold pillow parties. Everything is donated.
There's days I say my heart wants to explode with gratitude.
Jen's goal is to gift pillows to all Colorado hospitals that perform breast cancer surgeries, and then go nationwide.
I'm so thankful that I'm cancer-free and I get a second chance at life, and I just want to make it count.
Oh, and it does count. Every single one of Jen's pillows comes with a handwritten note that reads, "This pillow was made by volunteers with love and hope, sending you strength and courage, and you are not alone." When a 4-year-old girl was scared of the police, her father, he knew just what to do. How one department changed her mind and helped her learn to love those who protect her. You can catch the latest episodes of Together as well as your favorite Together for Colorado stories anytime at cbsdenver.com. Well, police officers, we know, do more than just patrol our streets. They also build relationships in the community. This is 4-year-old Serenity. The Fort Collins girl mentioned to her dad that she was afraid of police, so the next time they drove past the department, he brought her inside. Officers were more than happy to help her overcome her fear. They gave her a tour of the building, some souvenirs, let her even sit in a patrol car. Police say that Serenity left with a big smile on her face, and they say that she really made their day, I bet. Well, our police officers put everything on the line, so it's touching to see when people come together to support them. These Lone Tree police officers were eating lunch at Subway when a woman walked up to them and gave them a gift card to pay for their lunch. They never even caught her name, but if she's out there, if you're watching this right now, they want you to know that you brightened their day, and they are so grateful for you. So thank you. Well, let us know how people are coming together where you live. So send us an email at togetherforcolorado@cbs.com. You can post it on social media using the hashtag #4Colorado. You can also just email me directly. I look forward to hearing from you. So thank you for joining us on Together. We'll see you back here next week with an entirely new show showcasing how people are coming together where you live. Until then, let's head up to Fort Collins. CSU recently hosted a big timber sports competition. Photojournalist Dale Atchison got to check out one of the logging events. Pretty impressive. Enjoy.
Go.
Right, Alex! Keep it going!